Hello. I want to pick up one of the themes that Reverend Mark touched upon last week when he spoke about the passage in chapter 10 of the Gospel of John, where Jesus declares, "I have come that you might have life and have it in all its fullness." Mark stated that passage was an invitation for us to be fully the person that God created us to be happy in our own skin, to be secure in the knowledge that we are unconditionally loved for just exactly who we are. However, unfortunately, many of us struggle with this concept. We may appear outwardly confident, but there are big or small insecurities that chip away at our self-confidence. Many people struggle to accept the truth that we are marvelously made, as it says in Psalm 139. We struggle to accept that we are so valuable that God knows every hair on our head, as Jesus says in the Gospels of Matthew and Luke. My old secondary school teacher used to start every academic year with the same Bible passage that she would read and then say a few words about. This passage has stuck with me decades later, as I think it says something very profound about the value of each of us, and therefore the truth that we are unconditionally loved because of this. The passage is to be found in St. Paul's first letter to the church in Corinth. I'm going to read some extracts of it in a modern translation. Your body has many parts, limbs, organs, cells, but no matter how many parts you can name, you're still one body. A body isn't just a single part blown up into something huge. It's all the different but similar parts arranged and functioning together. If foot said, "I'm not elegant like hand, embellished with rings, I guess I don't belong to the body," would that make it so? If ear said, "I'm not beautiful like eye, transparent and expressive, I don't deserve a place on the head," would you want to remove it from the body? If the body was all eye, how could it hear? If all ear, how could it smell? As it is, we see that God has carefully placed each part of the body right where he wanted it. But I also want you to think about how this keeps your significance from getting blown up into self-importance. For no matter how significant you are, it's only because of what you're a part of. An enormous eye or a gigantic hand wouldn't be a body, but a monster. What we have is one body with many parts, each its proper size and in its proper place. No part is important on its own. Can you imagine eye telling hand, "Get lost, I don't need you," or head telling foot, "You're fired, your job has been phased out"? As a matter of fact, in practice it works the other way. The lower the part, the more basic and therefore necessary. You can live without an eye, for instance, but not without a stomach. So, every part is dependent on every other part. The parts we mention and the parts we don't. The parts we see and the parts we don't. If one part hurts, every other part is involved in the hurt and in the healing. If one part flourishes, every other part enters into the exuberance. So, my prayer is that we might remember that the marvelously made and uniquely gifted individuals that we are mean that we are an integral part of this community and all the communities we belong to. Bless you all.